So about a week ago, I uploaded a video detailing how the data transfer for Xenoverse 2 works. But from reading the comments on that video, it seems like there's still a few people who are a bit confused. So in this video, I just want to give you guys a more in-depth tutorial as to how the data transfer works. So before you leave a comment asking XYZ, please make sure you watch this video in its entirety first. So firstly, I'll be showing you how to actually download the beta. It will become available to download exactly 24 hours before the servers go live. So that means it'll be available at 9 AM GMT Thursday the 13th. I'll put a few time zones on the screen right now, but please just type it on Google 9 AM GMT 2 and then put your time zone. It'll just make it so much easier. So firstly, you'll want to go on to the PlayStation Store and then click on search in the top left center. Next, just type in Xenoverse. Now as you can see, it doesn't actually show the beta here at the moment because again, it doesn't become available to download until 24 hours before the servers go live. But once it is available to download, there'll be another option here which will say something like Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Beta or Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Open Beta. But once it is available, all you have to do is click on it and just click on download. I know it sounds like I'm kind of taking the piss while I'm explaining it, but I've been getting comments on my previous video asking me how to download it, so I'm just saying it so it's out there so people know. And keep in mind, the Open Beta is just for PS4, it is not for Xbox One or for Steam, just PS4. But the data transfer tutorial that I'm going to show you will work for any platform that Xenoverse 2 is available for. So again, once you've downloaded it, just click off it. Next, you'll want to start your Dragon Ball Xenoverse 1 game. This next step can be done at any time at all, but I'm just doing it now just so the video is structured a bit better and to try and make it as clear as possible. So once it loads up, all you need to do is just log into the character that you want to transfer. Then just bring up the menu and click on Customize. I think you know what I'm going to say next. Just double check your outfit is right to make sure it's what you want to transfer over, because the outfit you transfer over will become available very early on in the game, as well as any one accessory that you want to transfer over. These souls do not transfer over in any way at all. Then next, go on to change skill sets and just put any attacks that you want to transfer over here, and again these will be available to use very early on in the game. However, there are a few attacks that if you try to transfer over, you'll just be reimbursed with Zenny and TP medals. These attacks are Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Vegeta 1, Super Vegeta 2, Potential Unlock, Kaioken, Kaioken times 3, Kaioken times 20, Symphonic Destruction, Strike of Revelation, Rebellion Spear, Prelude to Destruction, Tyrant Lancer, and Riot Javelin. So firstly, I changed what I'm going to transfer from the closed beta to the open. I want to try out the Super God Shock Flash just because I have a really cool combo idea that I really want to try and get in the beta. I've added Counter Burst just because I want to try it out. I've replaced Super Kamehameha with Warp Kamehameha because, well, honestly, the Kaioken times 4 Kamehameha is just so much stronger than the regular Super version. So I might as well just try out the Warp Kamehameha, and I've replaced Armored Boost as my evasive to Super Explosive Wave, and the only reason I've replaced it is just because it looks really nice in Xenoverse 2. So after you've got your outfit and attacks ready, go on to presets and save what you've just made as preset 1, then equip it. The reason I say this is because I'm not sure if it transfers over preset 1 or the last preset you were wearing. So if you do it this way, you'll just be making sure that it's both. Next, just make sure it saves, then quit the application. Now, if you weren't in the closed beta, you can skip this part if you want, or just watch it to make sure you know everything that's going on. But it looks like there will not be a second application to download if you want to play the open beta. I'm only mentioning this because I seem to recall somewhere that they said that there will be 2 downloads. I may just be making that up from whatever, but I'm just mentioning it just in case. So if you want to transfer new attacks to the open beta, you will first have to delete your Xenoverse 2 save file. Now to do this, just go up to your dashboard, click on Settings, click on Application Saved Data Management, then click on Saved Data in System Storage. Then of course click delete, then just select Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Open Beta, select it, and just click delete, then OK. Now before you do delete it, just keep in mind that I do not know if your save data will transfer over from the closed beta to the open beta, but again this is only if you want to transfer different attacks. But if you do want to save the data for whatever reason, just put in a USB stick or an external hard drive and transfer the data over to that, or just upload it to your PlayStation Plus online storage, and then once it's deleted just start up the Xenoverse 2 open beta, and once it loads up and you're on the start menu, it really is straightforward from here. You cannot mess this up. So it says here, do you want to make a new Xenoverse 2 save file? Of course, click yes. Then it'll take a second to create it. You'll then be greeted by 20 pages of the official terms of service things. You know, just make sure you go through this as fast as possible. I'd recommend reading it just in case, you know, just to cover your own backs. There'll then be 7 pages to explain what the data transfer is and to just really explain it. Then you'll be asked if you want to transfer your data over. If you click no here, then you won't be able to transfer it over unless you delete the saved data, which I've just shown you how to do. And the Xenoverse 1 hero that appears in Content City and in the story mode will just be the red-headed Saiyan that we saw back in Xenoverse 1. And if you click no here when the full game is released, you would still have to delete your Xenoverse 2 save file if you want to go back and do the data transfer. Then after clicking OK, it will ask you if you want to carry over the saved data from the previous game that is stored on your PS4 system. Now I don't know if this means clicking no will transfer it over from your PS3, so I really can't answer that here, but I'm assuming if you click no, then it will ask if you want to transfer it over from your PS3. But if you are coming from PS3 or Xbox 360 going to the PS4 or Xbox One, just make sure you go onto your system, update Xenoverse 1, and then go to the main menu and click on upload save data, and I'll tell you why you should do that in just a little bit. Then you'll get a message saying carry over complete, and then finally you'll get a few messages saying that this is the beta and that the quality of the beta doesn't necessarily represent the quality of the full game that will be released. And you'll then get a final message saying that the Xenoverse 2 servers are currently undergoing maintenance, which basically means the servers are locked. So now you know how to prepare for the transfer and how to upload your save data to the Xenoverse 2 servers. I just want to answer a few questions that I've seen pop up from my last data transfer video. So firstly, on the screen you can see a list of all the data transfer options that are available. If I've not mentioned it here, then you 100% cannot do it. So as an example, you cannot transfer from the Xbox 360 to the PS4, or from Steam to PS4, or from PS4 to Xbox One, just as a few examples. Secondly, you do not start off as the level that your avatar was that you transfer. So if your avatar from Xenoverse 1 was level 99, you will still start off as level 1 regardless. Next, you do not lose any of your Xenoverse 1 save data if you do decide to use the data transfer feature. The open beta is available for anyone who has a PS4, and PlayStation Plus is not required to use it. And finally, do not equip maximum charge to the character that you're transferring. I say this because there's a way to get it from the very start in Xenoverse 2. As you finish making your Xenoverse 2 character, click the fighting style, which basically says that you want to fight from a distance. It should say something like I'll hand back and blast them from afar. It's basically the same as it was in Xenoverse 1. But if you click this option, you'll get maximum charge from the very beginning, and you won't have to use a space in your skills when you use the data transfer. And finally, how to actually select which avatar you want to appear in your Xenoverse 2 story mode. If you're playing the story mode in Xenoverse 2, you cannot miss this, it's part of the story. So during this story mode, and a very early point in the story mode, this cutscene will play. It's basically Elder Kai and the Supreme Kai of Time just saying how great your Xenoverse 1 character was. So just fast forwarding a little bit, you'll get to select which hero you want to appear. The first screen that comes up just says that certain attacks, which I mentioned earlier, will not transfer over. You will then be able to select which hero you want to transfer over from every character that you currently have in your Xenoverse 1 file, as well as some of the generic characters that were used as promotional material when Xenoverse 1 was being advertised, as well as some other characters which I have no idea who they are. Maybe they're the heroes from your PSN friends list, I don't know. But yeah, once you select which character you want, you'll then have to delete your Xenoverse 2 save file if you want to redo it. So just be careful and take your time. Then once you select which character you want to transfer over, click yes, then OK. Then it'll tell you that the character you selected will appear as the Content City hero. You'll then be given the outfit and the attacks that you transferred over, as well as Zenny and TP medals based on your progress and what you unlocked in Xenoverse 1. And that is going to do it for this video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, but please make sure I've not already mentioned them in this video, and I'll see you next time.